The scene opens with a strange and eerie flickering in Earth's atmosphere. The sky, which should be a calm shade of blue, is now turning an unnatural shade of dark purple. Something is happening, something no one on Earth can comprehend. Far above the planet, in the deepest void of space, a hidden human station cloaked in complete secrecy sits silently, barely visible even to the most advanced sensors of the enemy. This station, built with cutting-edge technology, is humanity's most guarded secret, nestled on the edge of a parallel universe. Inside the station, a massive machine hums to life, the Rift Generator. As it activates, a pulse of blinding white light floods the room, followed by an immense surge of energy. The Rift Generator, a device capable of harnessing energy from an alternate universe, begins to power up. A crackling sound fills the air, and the energy flowing from the generator is so strong it makes the walls of the station shake. The machine is feeding on the energy of another reality, unimaginable power that could change everything. Far away, within the heart of the galaxy, the Galactic Council's flagship, a gargantuan warship that dwarfs anything humans have ever built, detects something unusual. The Council's advanced sensors pick up an anomaly near Earth. The readings are unstable and chaotic, something they've never seen before. At first, they think it's a glitch, just another random space disturbance. But soon, the anomaly's power level grows exponentially. It's unlike anything the Council has encountered in centuries. The commander of the Galactic Council's fleet, an experienced and calculating officer named Lyra, receives orders to investigate. The moment her fleet gets the signal, she knows that Earth, once considered an insignificant backwater world, might have just unlocked something far more dangerous than anyone ever imagined. Lyra looks at the display on her warship's screen, the data showing the energy anomaly near Earth. With a stern expression, she commands her crew to prepare for an immediate departure. Set course for Earth. We must see this with our own eyes, she orders. Her voice is calm, but there's an edge to it, one that betrays her unease. The Galactic Council has always underestimated Earth, but now, they might have underestimated humanity's potential. As Lyra's fleet powers up their engines, we shift to Earth. At a hidden military base on the planet's surface, Captain Ethan Calloway, a battle-hardened human leader, stands in front of a group of soldiers, engineers, and scientists. He looks out at the vast, barren landscape beyond the base, his face a mix of determination and concern. "We've activated it," Calloway says, addressing his team, his voice filled with quiet intensity. "The Rift Generator is live. We don't know how long we have before the Council notices. We need to make sure we're ready for anything. They think we're weak, that we don't stand a chance. But they have no idea what we've unlocked." The soldiers nod, understanding the gravity of the situation. Earth has been quiet, peaceful, and unnoticed for centuries, but now, they've discovered a force far beyond anything the Galactic Council can control. Calloway's voice grows stronger as he adds, "We're no longer the underdogs. We've unlocked the power of alternate realities. And I'll be damned if we let the Council take it from us." The tension in the room rises. Engineers work quickly, adjusting the machinery around them, while scientists monitor the readings coming from the Rift Generator. The hum of the machine grows louder as it stabilizes, and the air seems to crackle with energy. As the camera zooms out, we see Earth's skies start to shimmer with the power emanating from the Rift Generator, causing strange patterns in the atmosphere. The calm before the storm has arrived. Above Earth, in the cold vastness of space, Lyra's fleet of warships emerges from the dark abyss. These ships, sleek and powerful, are designed for speed, stealth, and combat, and they approach Earth with chilling precision. Lyra stands at the helm of her flagship, her piercing gaze locked onto the planet below. "We're closing in," she says, her voice soft yet commanding. "Prepare for immediate scans. I want to know exactly what we're dealing with." As the ships draw closer to Earth, something strange happens. The entire fleet is shaken as a sudden burst of energy pulses through space, emanating from Earth's surface. Lyra's ship shudders as the rift generator sends out a shockwave that disturbs the fleet's sensors. The instruments on her ship go haywire, systems glitch, displays flicker, and alarms blare. What is this? Lyra demands, her eyes wide with disbelief. The energy coming from Earth is unlike anything they've ever seen. It's not just a disturbance, it's a concentrated burst of power that has somehow bridged the gap between parallel universes. The energy readings spike off the charts, and Lyra realizes the true gravity of the situation. Her flagship's artificial intelligence system is overwhelmed by the strange readings, and weapon systems begin to malfunction. The fleet's once perfect trajectory becomes erratic as their ship systems overload. The soldiers and officers on board the ship scramble to regain control, but it's no use, the anomaly from Earth is too powerful, too destabilizing. This is not just a glitch, Lyra mutters to herself, a hint of fear creeping into her voice. This is something else entirely. The battle-tested officer now faces a dilemma. The Council had always believed Earth was insignificant, a backwater world to be exploited when necessary. But now, something is shifting. The humans have found a way to harness the power of the multiverse, and the Galactic Council's carefully laid plans are about to be disrupted. Back on Earth, Captain Calloway and his team are monitoring the status of the rift generator. They know the energy surge they've released is bound to get attention, but they hadn't anticipated this kind of interference. Suddenly, the atmosphere trembles with the approach of an enormous fleet. Lyra's warships, each one larger and more advanced than anything the humans have ever faced, loom above them like a deadly storm. Calloway watches the readout on the screen, his fingers tightening on the console. The fleet is far closer than expected. Their approach is relentless, calculated, and precise. We need to move, Calloway barks to his team. Activate all defenses. Get the rift generator ready to fire again. We've got one shot at this. He knows that this is the moment that could define humanity's future. The Galactic Council might not know the full extent of the power humanity now holds, but they're about to find out. As the warships close in, the tension reaches a boiling point. It's not just a fight for survival, it's a fight for control of the very energy that can change the universe. The screen goes black for a moment, followed by a cut to the first massive energy blast from Earth, streaking into the sky toward the oncoming enemy fleet. As the enormous Galactic Council fleet looms closer to Earth, Lyra, the Council's highly trained officer, watches in disbelief as something entirely unexpected unfolds. What she assumed would be an easy mission to shut down a rogue experiment turns into a nightmare. Earth's defenses, once deemed primitive and weak, suddenly come alive with power. Lyra's warship, sleek and indestructible, is used to handling threats across the galaxy, advanced civilizations, alien warlords, and even artificial intelligences. Yet as she scans Earth's position, her sensors reveal a shocking truth: Earth's warships, ships that should have been outdated, underpowered, and far beneath the Council's radar, are now humming with an unfamiliar energy. Their weapon systems are firing with incredible force, and their hulls are glowing with an otherworldly power. These ships, once considered obsolete, are now standing toe-to-toe with the mighty galactic fleet. Impossible, Lyra mutters under her breath as her hand hovers over the controls, trying to make sense of the readings. How could they have harnessed this kind of energy? The rift generator wasn't supposed to do this. The once minor anomaly that Earth had triggered, the rift generator, has transformed their forces. The very fabric of space-time seems to ripple around Earth, creating weapons that can match, or even surpass, the might of the Galactic Council's most advanced technology. Lyra's warships, previously the epitome of technological superiority, now face an unknown and powerful adversary. Despite her shock, Lyra knows that she can't afford to underestimate Earth. She orders her fleet to prepare for battle, but deep down, a growing sense of doubt begins to take root. This wasn't a temporary glitch. Something much bigger is happening. Something that will change everything. As the galactic fleet moves into position over Earth's orbit, Lyra readies herself for the next phase of the mission, to confront humanity and, hopefully, put an end to whatever dangerous experiment they've started. She believes it's just another rogue project gone wrong, something the Council can easily dismantle, just like any other rebellious species. However, the reality she faces is far more complicated. Lyra's warship descends into Earth's atmosphere, and as she steps onto the planet's surface, she is immediately struck by the contrasting image before her, a world that was once divided, fractured by internal wars, now standing united in its defense. The humans are ready for whatever comes next, and they know they are no longer helpless. She is greeted by Captain Ethan Calloway, the same human military leader who had earlier made that bold speech about Earth's newfound power. Calloway's presence exudes confidence, but there is also a deep sense of determination in his eyes. He knows exactly what humanity is capable of now, and he will stop at nothing to protect it. "Welcome to Earth, Commander," Calloway says, his voice steady but filled with an unmistakable edge. "I hope your journey here was comfortable. You're about to see something you never thought possible." As he speaks, Lyra is escorted into a facility deep within the heart of Earth's defenses. What she finds there leaves her speechless. The rift generator, a machine that should have been a failed experiment, stands at the center of the room, its power flowing like a massive river of energy. The humans have tapped into something greater than anyone could have imagined, access to the multiverse itself. The implications of this discovery are immense. Lyra's mind races as she tries to understand what she's seeing. How could humanity, with its limited resources and relatively young history, have discovered the means to tap into the very fabric of the multiverse? The answer is clear: humanity has become far more than a backwater planet, it has evolved into a power that could rival even the most advanced civilizations. Before she can speak, Lyra is suddenly surrounded by a team of soldiers, engineers, and scientists. They've captured her, no longer the powerful officer she once was, but now a prisoner in a world where her enemies are no longer weak. She's led to a holding area, where she's forced to witness firsthand the raw power Earth now commands. She is made to watch as the rift generator pulses with energy, sending shocks of light into the sky. The human military is now equipped with weapons that can destabilize entire star systems. The humans, once considered insignificant, have become a threat to the entire galaxy. As the days pass, Lyra finds herself held in a secure facility deep within the Earth's military complex. She is closely monitored by her captors, but even in captivity, she cannot deny the impressive scope of humanity's advancements. The humans don't just want to survive, they want to thrive. They have unlocked a power that defies logic and physics, something that should have been impossible for a race so young in the grand scheme of the universe. Her time in captivity becomes a journey of realization. At first, she mocks the humans' achievements, dismissing them as mere luck or a temporary glitch. The Galactic Council had always viewed Earth as an insignificant speck in the vastness of space. But as she spends more time among the humans, watching their leaders and soldiers, she begins to see something she never expected: a drive, a resilience, and a sheer will to succeed that she has never encountered in any other species. The humans aren't just surviving. They're thriving. They've taken what was once their greatest weakness, lack of resources, lack of technology, and turned it into their greatest strength. Through the rift generator, they've tapped into the power of alternate realities, giving them access to technologies, resources, and knowledge far beyond anything the Galactic Council could ever have imagined. It's no longer a matter of humans simply fighting to survive. They are fighting to change the balance of the galaxy. And the Galactic Council, with all its advanced technology and arrogance, is now on the verge of being overshadowed by a race it once thought was beneath them. One night, as Lyra lies in her holding cell, she can hear the sounds of human soldiers training, their laughter, their voices filled with a determination that unsettles her. These humans, with their newfound power, are no longer afraid of the Council. They have become the ultimate underdogs, and they are determined to rewrite their own fate. The more she reflects, the more she begins to question the Council's view of humanity. For centuries, the Council has looked down upon Earth, viewing it as a trivial, inconsequential planet in a far-off corner of the galaxy. But now, with the Rift Generator and their new technology, Earth is no longer a pawn in the game, it's a powerful player, and Lyra can no longer deny it. Lyra begins to realize that Earth's emergence as a powerful force is not just a threat, it's a sign of what's to come. The humans have tapped into the very essence of the multiverse, and that means they can unlock power beyond anything the Galactic Council has ever seen. If the humans continue to develop at this rate, they could reshape the galaxy itself, toppling the old order and creating something entirely new. As her time in captivity stretches on, Lyra's thoughts turn to the Galactic Council's arrogance. She once believed that their technological supremacy would never be challenged. But now, she isn't so sure. The humans may have stumbled upon a power greater than any technology the Council has ever created, and if they choose to unleash it, there may be no stopping them. The humans have changed. Lyra's perception of them has changed. And soon, she knows, the galaxy itself will change. She's no longer just a bystander to this conflict, she's an unwilling participant in a battle that could reshape the fate of every civilization in the universe. The tension in the galaxy is palpable as the Galactic Council, humiliated and furious by the unexpected rise of Earth's power, prepares to strike back with full force. The once untouchable empire has underestimated humanity for far too long, and now the time has come to eradicate the threat once and for all. Their response is swift, brutal, and precise. Lyra watches from the bridge of her flagship as the galactic fleet assembles for their decisive assault on Earth. Thousands of warships, each one more advanced than anything Earth has ever known, move into position. Behind them, a swarm of AI-controlled drones deploys from the hangars of the ships. These drones, programmed for efficiency and destruction, are faster, more precise, and merciless. The drones are designed for one thing: to seek out the Rift Generator and destroy it. As the drones surge toward Earth, the humans are ready. Captain Ethan Calloway, the determined leader of Earth's defense forces, gives the order to fight back. His eyes, filled with fire and determination, scan the battlefield. The stakes have never been higher. It's not just the future of Earth that hangs in the balance, it's the future of humanity itself. Brace for impact, Captain Calloway's voice echoes across the comms, calm but resolute. We've unlocked a power they can't even begin to understand. Let's show them what that means. The human warships, now enhanced with the strange energy of the Rift Generator, rise from their positions, ready to face the overwhelming force of the Galactic Council. In a flash, the battle begins. The space above Earth becomes a chaotic theater of war. The massive warships of the Galactic Council unleash a barrage of energy weapons, sending waves of explosions and debris through space. The human fleet retaliates with powerful pulses of energy, ramming through the Council's defenses with unparalleled force. Ships explode in a blaze of fire and metal, while human warships dart in and out of the enemy's gunfire, using their newfound cloaking technology to remain unseen and unpredictable. But the real threat comes from the relentless AI-controlled drones, which swarm the battlefield like a hive of angry insects. These machines are designed for one purpose: to hunt down and destroy. As the drones move in, the human defense forces scramble to protect the Rift Generator, the key to their newfound power. In the midst of the chaos, Lyra watches the human soldiers in action. Her once dismissive view of humanity is beginning to unravel as she sees something she never expected: sacrifice, courage, and a deep sense of camaraderie. The humans are not just fighting to survive, they are fighting for each other, for their world, and for the future of their species. Lyra's eyes lock onto Captain Calloway as he leads his men with unwavering resolve. The captain's face, normally calm, is now etched with the stress of battle. Every move he makes is calculated, each decision critical. The weight of the situation is heavy, but there is no turning back. The humans are in this fight, and they will not back down. As the battle rages on, Lyra witnesses something that shakes her to her core. Bonner, a brave human soldier, is tasked with a dangerous mission, to hold off a wave of incoming drones while the others work to protect the rift generator. The drones are closing in, and the human forces are stretched thin. Bonner, knowing the risks, doesn't hesitate. With a determined look in his eyes, he charges forward, engaging the drones in close-quarters combat. In a flurry of explosions and gunfire, Bonner fights with everything he has. He uses advanced cloaking technology to get the drop on the enemy, striking from the shadows. For a while, it seems like he might make it, he might just hold them off long enough for the others to complete their mission. But fate is cruel. Bonner's final stand comes as a massive explosion sends shockwaves through the battlefield. His cloaking device fails, and in the blink of an eye, a drone targeting system locks onto him. With a final, defiant roar, Bonner lunges toward the enemy, taking out as many drones as he can before he's hit. The explosion consumes him, and for a moment, the entire battlefield falls silent. Lyra, who has been watching from her position, feels a strange lump form in her throat. She has seen countless battles, countless sacrifices, but this one feels different. Bonner's death isn't just the end of one soldier's life, it's a symbol of the heart and soul of humanity. For the first time, Lyra sees what drives these people. They're not just fighting for survival, they're fighting for each other, for their home, and for the future they've just unlocked. The humans, even in the face of overwhelming odds, are determined to protect the rift generator. The loss of Bonner strikes at the very heart of their cause, and it strengthens their resolve. Lyra, for the first time, questions her own beliefs. How can a species that has just begun to explore the stars possess such courage, such determination? The battle is a brutal, heart-stopping sequence of explosive action and emotional stakes. The sky above Earth is alive with fire and chaos. Orbital bombardments light up the horizon, turning night into day. The Galactic Council's ships launch massive blasts, aimed directly at the rift generator, sending shockwaves across the planet. Each explosion sends ripples through space, and each impact shakes the human warships to their core. Human soldiers, not only fighting in space but also on the ground, utilize advanced cloaking devices, making them nearly invisible to their enemies. In one intense sequence, a squad of human soldiers infiltrates a Galactican warship, using their cloaks to move unnoticed through the corridors. They sabotage critical systems, crippling the enemy's ability to fight back. It's a battle not just of technology, but of wills. Close-quarters combat becomes a key part of the fight. While the drones and warships clash above, human soldiers fight on the ground, using everything at their disposal: advanced plasma rifles, energy shields, and close combat weapons. The drones, initially overwhelming in their numbers, begin to falter as the humans adapt, using their tactical knowledge and their sheer determination to gain the upper hand. The brutality of the battle reaches its peak when human soldiers fight hand-to-hand against the robotic drones. The drones are programmed to be ruthless, but the humans fight back with a fire that surprises even their robotic opponents. They are no longer the underdogs, they are fierce warriors who will stop at nothing to protect their home and their newfound power. As the final moments of the battle unfold, the camera zooms in on Captain Calloway, his face covered in sweat, blood, and dirt, but his eyes still burning with the fire of determination. He commands his troops with a level of calm and authority that only a true leader could possess. His team, though battered and bruised, continues to fight, knowing that the future of humanity depends on what happens next. The battle for Earth is far from over, but the humans have made their mark. The Galactic Council, once confident in their superiority, now finds themselves at a crossroads. The power of the rift generator has given humanity a fighting chance, a chance that Lyra never thought possible. As she looks around at the wreckage of the battlefield, she realizes that this war is about more than just technology. It's about heart, about courage, and about a species that refuses to be crushed. Lyra's perception of humanity has been forever altered. The underdogs are no longer the weak and helpless species she once thought them to be. They are a force to be reckoned with, and she knows that the galaxy is about to change forever. As the smoke clears and the battle begins to wind down, Lyra's eyes meet Captain Calloway's once again. There is no more arrogance in her gaze, only respect. She knows the true strength of humanity now. They are no longer the prey. They are the hunters. And the Galactic Council will have to learn that lesson the hard way. As the battle above Earth intensifies, Lyra's thoughts are in turmoil. For years, she has been a loyal servant of the Galactic Council, following orders without question. Raised in a system that views humanity as weak and insignificant, she never thought twice about her role in maintaining the status quo. But now, after seeing humanity's strength firsthand, she finds herself caught in a moral dilemma that threatens everything she's known. Lyra stands at the observation window of her flagship, watching the flames of battle light up the dark expanse of space. The galactic fleet is still pushing forward, trying to crush Earth's newfound power, but it's clear that the humans aren't going down without a fight. Lyra's heart pounds in her chest as she remembers the face of Captain Calloway, his determined eyes, his speech to his soldiers before the battle, and the sacrifice of Bonner, the human soldier who gave his life to protect the rift generator. She had never seen anything like it. These humans, who were once thought to be inferior, are fighting with an intensity and unity that even the most advanced species in the galaxy cannot match. They are driven by something more than survival, they are driven by purpose, by the will to protect their world and each other. And Lyra can't ignore the growing sense of respect she feels for them. The more she watches, the more she feels a deep internal conflict. She was raised to believe that the Galactic Council's cause was just, that the Council's rule over the galaxy was necessary to maintain order and peace. But in her heart, Lyra knows that this is not true. The Council is no different from the oppressive regimes she read about in the histories of other species. It's about control. It's about power. And humanity has shown her that there's a better way, a way that doesn't require subjugation and violence. Her thoughts are interrupted by a message from Captain Calloway. The humans are making progress in their fight against the Council's forces, but they need help. The enemy's AI-controlled warship is still intact, and it's wreaking havoc on their defenses. They need someone who knows the enemy's systems to help them disable it. Lyra knows what she must do. She can't stand idly by while the humans fight for their future, knowing that the Galactic Council will stop at nothing to destroy them. But helping them means going against everything she's been taught, everything she's sworn to protect. It means betraying the Council, her comrades, and everything she's ever believed in. As Lyra makes her way to the human command ship, her mind races. She can hear the voices of her superiors echoing in her head, telling her that the Council's plan is for the greater good. They've always said that the humans are a threat, that their rise to power must be stopped at all costs. But now, standing on the brink of a decision that could change the course of the galaxy, Lyra can no longer ignore the truth that's been gnawing at her. She watches as the humans work together with an unwavering sense of unity. They are no longer the underdogs, they are fighting with everything they have, for a cause greater than themselves. It's a cause that Lyra now finds herself understanding, a cause she never thought possible. Her thoughts are interrupted by a sharp beep from her communicator. The humans are calling her in. The time to act is now. Lyra arrives aboard the human ship, her heart pounding in her chest. The mission is clear, they need to infiltrate the AI-controlled warship, disable its control systems, and neutralize its threat to the rift generator. As she enters the ship's control room, she is greeted by Captain Calloway and his team of soldiers. There's no turning back now. This is her chance to make a real difference. She takes a deep breath and focuses. This is the moment of truth. They board a small, stealth craft and approach the enemy warship. As they draw near, Lyra's knowledge of the galactic fleet systems becomes invaluable. She knows how the AI operates, how it uses a complex network of sensors and drones to defend itself. But she also knows its weaknesses, weaknesses that the humans can exploit if they act quickly. As they breach the warship's perimeter, Lyra feels a sense of dread. This is where it all could go wrong. The warship's AI is ruthless. It will stop at nothing to protect the Council's plans. But Lyra's resolve is stronger now. She's seen the bravery of the humans. She's felt their determination. And now, she's ready to fight alongside them. They make their way through the warship's dark corridors, using their advanced cloaking technology to avoid detection. Lyra leads the team, her expertise guiding them toward the control room. The tension is palpable as they navigate the ship's defenses, each step bringing them closer to their goal, and closer to the decision Lyra knows she has to make. They reach the control room. The AI's voice crackles through the speakers, a cold, mechanical tone that sends a chill down Lyra's spine. Intruders detected. You are a threat to the Galactic Council. Resistance is futile. The humans, unfazed, begin the process of shutting down the AI's systems. Lyra, however, hesitates. She knows that if they succeed in disabling the AI, it will be a crippling blow to the Council. But it also means that she is choosing to side with the humans, and against everything she's ever known. As the countdown begins, Lyra feels the weight of her decision. She thinks about her years of service to the Council, about the friends she's lost, and the loyalty she's sworn to uphold. But then she remembers Bonner. She remembers the sacrifice he made, the look in his eyes as he fought to the end. He believed in something greater than himself. He believed in humanity. In that moment, everything becomes clear. Lyra knows what she must do. She looks at Captain Calloway and the team, her heart full of a new sense of purpose. Do it, she says, her voice steady but filled with emotion. Disable the AI. We're taking the fight to the Council. The humans continue their work, and as they succeed in shutting down the warship's AI systems, Lyra feels a sense of liberation. For the first time in her life, she is free of the Council's influence. She is no longer a pawn in their game of power. She is part of something bigger. She is part of the future. But just as Lyra starts to feel a sense of relief, a message comes through her communicator, one she wasn't expecting. It's from the Council. The message is short, direct, and cold. Lyra, you've betrayed us. You know what must be done. The words hit her like a punch to the gut. In that moment, she realizes the full extent of her decision. She's no longer a member of the Galactic Council. She's an enemy to them. Her heart sinks, but it's too late to turn back now. She looks at Captain Calloway, who meets her gaze with a quiet understanding. He knows that the path Lyra has chosen won't be easy, but it's the right one. Lyra has made her choice. She has joined humanity. The battle above Earth has reached its boiling point. The Galactic Council, unwilling to accept defeat, has committed everything to its final assault. A massive fleet of warships, each one bristling with AI-controlled drones and armed with the most powerful weapons known to the galaxy, moves into position. They are determined to crush humanity, to destroy the rift generator, and to prevent Earth from becoming a threat to their control. The humans, led by Captain Calloway, are ready. Their warships, enhanced by the power of parallel universes, glow with new energy. The rift generator has allowed them to harness energies they never dreamed possible. With each passing minute, the human ships grow more powerful, their weapons stronger, their shields nearly impenetrable. But even with this new power, they know that they are still vastly outnumbered and outgunned. Captain Calloway stands at the helm of his flagship, staring into the void of space, his face grim but resolute. This is it, he says, his voice steady but filled with determination. We fight for the future of our world, for the future of all those who seek freedom. No matter the cost. The order is given, and the human fleet surges forward, their ships lighting up the darkness of space with powerful energy beams and missile strikes. The AI drones of the Galactic Council swarm around them like a cloud of locusts, their sleek, deadly forms cutting through space with terrifying precision. But the humans, fueled by the energy of parallel universes, fight back with a ferocity that surprises even the most advanced Council ships. The space battle is brutal. Explosions rip through the void as warships engage in fierce dogfights, energy blasts streaking through the dark expanse. The Council's ships are powerful, but the humans fight with a relentless, almost desperate determination. Every inch of space is contested as human ships dart and weave between the larger, more powerful Council warships, using cloaking devices and advanced tactics to outmaneuver their enemies. It is in the thick of this chaos that Lyra, now fully committed to humanity's cause, finds herself fighting alongside them. Her experience with the Council's technology proves invaluable as she helps the humans breach the defensive systems of the Council's ships. She's been through so much, betraying her past, seeing the truth of humanity's strength, but now, in the heat of battle, she realizes just how far she's come. She is no longer just a soldier of the Galactic Council. She is part of this new fight, this fight for a future free from tyranny. As the battle rages on, Captain Calloway's ship faces off against the Galactic Council's flagship, the largest and most heavily armed vessel in their fleet. This is the final confrontation. If they can take down the flagship, they can cripple the Council's ability to continue its reign of terror. But as the humans fight back with all their might, it becomes clear that even the power of the rift generator is not enough to guarantee their victory. The Council's flagship is too strong, too well defended. Its AI-controlled weapons and drones are overwhelming the human fleet. If they don't act quickly, the humans will be destroyed, and the rift generator will be lost. Captain Calloway watches the chaos unfold, his mind racing. He knows that the rift generator's power is the key to victory, but it's also a double-edged sword. It has the power to tap into parallel universes, to give humanity an advantage, but it also comes with a terrible risk. The generator's energy is volatile, and using it too recklessly could destroy everything, including the very fabric of reality itself. In a moment of clarity, Captain Calloway realizes that there's only one way to ensure the Council's defeat. They must sacrifice the rift generator. He knows that it will destroy the humans' access to the alternate universes, but it will also take down the Council's flagship and cripple their fleet. Lyra, Calloway says through his comlink, his voice filled with urgency, we need to destroy the rift generator. It's the only way to end this. Lyra's heart skips a beat. She knows what that means. Destroying the rift generator will cost them everything. But Calloway is right. It's the only way to guarantee their victory. With a heavy heart, Lyra gives the order to begin the shutdown sequence. The energy from the rift generator begins to surge, rippling through space and causing the very fabric of reality to tremble. The air seems to hum with the power of the parallel universes. But as the generator reaches its peak, Calloway makes the ultimate decision. He activates the ship's core and uses the energy to launch a final, devastating attack on the Council's flagship. The explosion is massive, blinding in its intensity. The energy from the rift generator collides with the flagship's shields, tearing through its defenses in a flash of light. The flagship erupts in a violent explosion, sending debris scattering across the void. Captain Calloway is caught in the blast. His ship is torn apart, the shockwave ripping through it like a hammer to an anvil. Lyra watches in horror as the man who led them to this moment, who led humanity to this moment, sacrifices himself to ensure their victory. No! Lyra cries out, her voice choked with grief. But there is no time for mourning. The Council's fleet begins to falter. The loss of their flagship is a blow from which they cannot recover. In the aftermath of the battle, the humans regroup. The Council's remaining warships are retreating, their advanced AI systems failing as the energy from the rift generator disrupts their control. But the victory feels hollow. Captain Calloway is gone, and the weight of his sacrifice hangs heavily on Lyra's heart. She stands on the bridge of a human ship, staring out at the wreckage of the battlefield. The stars in the distance seem distant and cold now, far removed from the fire and fury of the battle they've just fought. But in her heart, Lyra knows that this victory is only the beginning. The Council may be defeated, but the fight for humanity's freedom has just begun. As she stands there, lost in thought, a hand rests on her shoulder. It's Captain Calloway's second-in-command, a young officer named Harris. His eyes are filled with the same sadness that Lyra feels, but there is also a spark of hope in them. "We did it," Harris says quietly. "Thanks to Calloway. Thanks to you." Lyra nods, swallowing the lump in her throat. "We couldn't have done it without him," she replies, her voice steady but tinged with sorrow. "But we've won. The council is finished." As the human fleet begins to regroup and rebuild, Lyra knows that their work is far from over. The council may have been defeated, but there are still those in the galaxy who would seek to control and dominate others. And now, humanity stands as a beacon of hope, a symbol of freedom for all who seek it. With the final remnants of the council's fleet scattered across the stars, Lyra leads the charge to dismantle the AI systems that once ruled the galaxy. Her new life, her new purpose, has begun. She is no longer a soldier of the Galactic Council. She is a warrior for freedom, a warrior for humanity. And as she looks out at the stars, Lyra knows one thing for sure: this is only the beginning. The final battle was over. The once feared fleet of the Galactic Council was in ruins, their mighty ships floating in the silence of space, destroyed by the very humans they had underestimated. Earth, against all odds, stood victorious. The power of the Rift Generator, though it had been sacrificed to defeat the Council's flagship, had changed the course of the war. Now, with the generator gone, humanity no longer had access to the parallel universe energy that had tipped the scales in their favor. But they didn't need it anymore. They had proven something far more important: their resilience, their ingenuity, and their unbreakable spirit. Across the stars, news of Earth's victory spread quickly. For centuries, humanity had been viewed as weak, a fledgling species with no place in the grand scheme of the galaxy. But that perception had changed. The Galactic Council, once a symbol of overwhelming power, was now shattered, their control over the galaxy broken. It was humanity's time to rise, not just as survivors, but as leaders in their own right. Lyra stood among the survivors, her heart heavy with the weight of all that had transpired. The galaxy would never be the same, and neither would she. Once a loyal officer of the Galactic Council, now she was a leader of a new movement, a movement of hope, unity, and peace. The war was over, but the real work had only just begun. As she looked out over the Earth, now a symbol of resistance and strength, Lyra felt a sense of pride she had never known. She had helped lead humanity to victory, but it wasn't just about winning the war. It was about showing the galaxy that even the smallest and weakest among them could change the universe. Humanity had been the underdog, but they had turned that very weakness into their greatest strength. Lyra knew there were many more battles ahead. The Council's AI may have been defeated, but there were still other factions, still other empires out there who sought to control the galaxy. But now, humanity would stand as a beacon of hope for all those oppressed, all those who longed for freedom. And Lyra would be there, leading them, fighting for a better future. In the days following the battle, Lyra worked tirelessly with Earth's leaders to rebuild the galaxy. The victory over the Council had left a power vacuum in its wake, and it was now up to the united forces of Earth and their allies to fill that gap. The AI systems that had once controlled so much of the galaxy had been dismantled, but their influence was still far-reaching. Many species in the galaxy had come to depend on the Council's technology and its AI-driven systems, and now they were lost. For some, the future was uncertain. For others, it was a chance to create something new. Lyra, now a key figure in the resistance against tyranny, took it upon herself to help guide the galaxy through this transition. She traveled to various planets, meeting with leaders of different species, urging them to unite and reject the technology that had enslaved them for so long. The AI that had once been their rulers, now nothing more than a broken and fragmented system, had to be replaced with something more sustainable, more humane. Lyra knew that this would take time, and the challenges ahead would be immense, but she also knew that humanity could provide the answers. They had already proven that. Standing before a council of galactic leaders, Lyra delivered her final message to the galaxy, one that would echo through the stars for years to come. Humans fought not for power, but for survival. And in doing so, they showed us what true strength is, she said, her voice strong and clear. The words were simple, but they carried a weight that was felt by everyone in the room. Lyra's transformation was complete. She had gone from being a soldier of the Galactic Council to becoming a leader of the galaxy's future, a future built on freedom, unity, and peace. The AI that once dominated their lives was gone, and now, it was up to the galaxy's inhabitants to create something better. It wouldn't be easy, but they had the strength to succeed, just as humanity had proven on Earth. As Lyra gazed out from the balcony of Earth's capital city, the sun setting behind her, she felt the weight of everything that had happened. The streets below were alive with celebration. Humanity's victory had brought hope to countless species, and the once tyrannical council had fallen. But amid the celebrations, Lyra's mind was elsewhere, drifting back to the countless memories of the battle. The faces of the brave soldiers who had sacrificed everything for this moment, the loss of Captain Calloway, who had given his life to ensure humanity's victory, these were the memories that lingered in her heart. The wind blew gently across her face, and Lyra closed her eyes for a moment, letting the cool air soothe her. She thought of Captain Calloway, his leadership, his sacrifice. He had been the one who had given humanity the courage to face down the most powerful empire the galaxy had ever known. His death had been the turning point in the war, the moment when everything changed. For all of humanity, Calloway's legacy lived on. Captain Calloway would be proud, Lyra whispered to herself, her voice barely audible over the sound of distant celebrations. He gave everything for this. Her eyes lifted to the stars, where the remnants of the Council's warships floated in silent ruins. They were symbols of the past, of tyranny, of control. And now, humanity stood in the foreground, strong and united, ready to shape its own future. It was a future that was no longer dictated by fear, no longer controlled by AI, but one that was full of endless possibilities. She thought of Earth, her new home. The planet that had once seemed so insignificant to the galaxy's rulers. Now, Earth was a shining example of what could be achieved through unity, courage, and sacrifice. She thought of the humans she had come to respect so deeply, their unyielding strength, their capacity for compassion, and their ability to rise up against impossible odds. They had shown the galaxy what true power was. The journey had been long and painful, but it had led to this moment. Lyra had changed in ways she never thought possible, and she had come to realize that the greatest strength of humanity was not in their technology or their ability to fight. It was in their hearts, their unwavering will to survive, to protect each other, and to never give up, no matter the odds. A soft hand rested on her shoulder, and she turned to see Harris, the young officer who had been with Captain Calloway until the end. His face was solemn, but there was hope in his eyes. "We did it," he said, his voice thick with emotion. "We won, Lyra. And we're going to build something better." Lyra smiled, though her heart was heavy. "Yes, we will," she replied softly. "Together." As the galaxy began its healing process, Earth stood at the forefront, not as a conquered world, but as a leader. The human spirit had proven its worth, and Lyra knew that the galaxy would never be the same. The forces that had once kept it under control were gone, and now, the inhabitants of the galaxy had the chance to create a future built on freedom, peace, and cooperation. Lyra's work was far from over. She would continue to travel across the stars, uniting people, dismantling the remnants of the old order, and ensuring that the AI's tyranny would never return. And she knew, deep down, that humanity's strength would continue to inspire the galaxy for generations to come. Looking once more at the stars, Lyra felt a sense of peace she had never known before. The future was uncertain, yes, but it was also full of promise. And as long as humanity stood united, she knew they would be ready for whatever came next. This was only the beginning.